Set, go.
Good morning. My name is Connor Creevy from Mountain Creek State High School. I'd like to introduce Mr. Andrew Stone, Principal of the Senior School at Mountain Creek, but more importantly, Mr. Chris Buswell, State Finalist for the Showcase Teacher of the Year. I was a member of the 2018 IB cohort at Mountain Creek, a former school captain, winner of the Peter Doherty Award, and someone who has been taught and mentored by Mr. Buswell from Year 9 Science to Year 12 Chemistry, and led by him in his role as the head of International Baccalaureate Diploma Program. Mr. Buswell is a selfless leader whose career is grounded in teaching and creating a passion for STEM. I can personally attest to the dedication he has for all students in his school. For each and every student, he is able to cater a learning experience specific to their unique goals. His application of 21st century skills inside the classroom and across the school creates a dynamic learning environment centered around student engagement and inquiry. This highly successful approach has drastically increased our school's IB scores, but has also seen dramatic change in student engagement across all year levels. The 2018 IB cohort I was a part of achieved some of the highest STEM scores in the world, specifically in scientific investigation, a testament to his ability. However, his tendency to go above and beyond for his students doesn't stop when he leaves the classroom. I personally participated in the Keeping It Local program, and this helped me make a breakthrough in my understanding of theory and chemistry. I also witnessed Mr. Buswell's IA Design Day program shape innovation across the school in techniques such as macrophotography and image analysis. I was able to use these skills to develop my own investigation, analysing chemiluminescence through the oxidation of luminol, and with this I won second place at the Regional STEM Research Awards. The feedback I received from students and teachers in my role as school captain was that the foundation Mr. Buswell was laying for student engagement is going above and beyond. Every student knows the vision he has for their learning and outcomes. With this, I truly believe Mr. Buswell is an outstanding role model for students and educators, and I feel he is a deserving recipient of the Showcase Award for Teacher of the Year.
Good morning, panel. In my role as a teacher, I go above and beyond as an innovator of student learning. At a time of increased connectivity, diversity, and rapid change, I believe that we need to think differently. I am someone that appreciates students as individuals first and foremost, and learners second. I am blessed with the opportunity to extend our high-performing students, but I am also able to connect and engage students across all abilities, ages, and cultures. I have a proven record of yielding academic outcomes, but also ensuring students' social and emotional well-being are nurtured and developed. I'm very humbled to be here and be chosen as a state finalist, and I am acutely aware of what this platform may bring. I live and breathe the highest levels of the AITSL standards by bringing to life Queensland's STEM strategy. Today I will recap on some of the projects I have created and developed, but also convey the next step in the story. From progressing Queensland regional collaboration around critical thinking pedagogy, leading local and international partnerships around STEM, student agency and leadership, continuing a pathway of creativity and technology innovation in STEM and entrepreneurialism, and progressing my goal of improving the outcomes of chemistry in every student in Queensland using virtual reality technology. 4 years ago, I began a journey to help build a regional community for young adults that caters for our brightest minds and approach the University of the Sunshine Coast with the mandate of protecting our local intellectual capital after seeing many students leave for the big smoke and never come back. The program known as Keeping It Local was born, which features 2 days of activities across the university with the centrepiece Cave 2 Chemistry Artifact 3D VR experience I designed and co-developed. The Chemistry Cave Artifact is truly a world-first experience for chemistry students. Our executive principal, Darren Edwards, quotes the Chemistry Artifact as the best learning resource he has seen in 37 years of teaching. Now, I'd like you to all picture an apple. Each person in this room will see a different mental image of the apple. Some red, some green, some bruised, some bitten, some with a leaf. Maybe a different kind of apple. Now translate this idea as to how we cognitively process chemistry, where geometry and shape is fundamental to understanding. The Cave 2 chemistry experience extends on the 2D traditional whiteboard drawing where students may see a different apple and bridges this gap, clarifying understanding by bringing molecules and reactions to life in the space in front of you. We all get to see the same apple as a result. Since winning the regional final, I have worked to gain grant funding for a research project with Dr. Petrea Anderson and former student Lachlan Christie from Mountain Creek, and more importantly, migrate the chemistry experience into the classroom and homes of students. I recently had the Department of Education STEM team visit the K2 with some incredible feedback after local MP Brett Mickelberg wrote to Honourable Grace Grace. Recent preliminary research conducted with local schools in the region supports a significant impact for 3D visualisation versus 2D learning. The education partnership has been built through determination, community collaboration, creative insight and flair, and has the potential to improve the outcomes of chemistry students in Queensland and beyond. I have driven this innovation from the beginning. I would now like to ask Andrew Stone to provide his own account of my work. I have worked with Andrew for the past 7 years. He has mentored me in my role as a science teacher and in my previous role as the head of the IB, but also leading the school's critical thinking strategy in my role as the Higher Honour Thinking Coach.
Good morning, panel. Chris Boswell is a teacher who goes above and beyond for his students by pushing the outer limits of excellence for them. He has grasped multiple agenda and led the way across the Sunshine Coast in a host of settings and experiences. His leadership of the IB program has leveraged an outstanding array of links and initiatives, but at the core of each of them is the student. Chris has the unique ability to excite, enrol and enthuse students, teachers and leaders. He combines an almost luminescent work ethic, a positive can-do demeanour and an intolerance for business as usual. His students and colleagues admire him for his tenacity and intelligence. Chris is making the stories in the agenda he pursues and is laying the roadway for better student experiences. His networks are ever expanding, and he's a force to be reckoned with as he sets students on the path to being deep-thinking change agents with bright futures. He thoroughly deserves this award, and his story is one that all educators can look to.
In my coaching role, I have not only improved pedagogical standards in our own school, but built regional collaborative networks through a critical thinking hub. Just last night, I was at Matthew Flinders for the second instalment of the speaker series on critical thinking pedagogies, featuring Dr. Jared Cooney-Horvath, a private and public partnership I developed and organised, freely available and attended by about 150 teachers in the region. Within my own school, I co-developed the 21st Century Thinkers, a philosophical inquiry program aimed to improve the critical thinking skills of all students. This has moved from an offline extension program for students in 2019 to be a part of the curriculum of every Year 11-12 student in 2020. 2 weeks ago, I led a Quelly think tank at the International Deep Learning Lab on a vision of teaching for thinking, describing how our school aligns our inquiry strategy with our future vision. Recently, I led a team of 2 teachers and 2 students as part of the PNG Oz Partnership Secondary Schools Initiative to help improve student and teacher capabilities in STEM and build cultural awareness and people-to-people links between our 2 countries. In collaboration with Principal John Marr, I have already set in motion a prototype of PNG's first high school STEM entrepreneurial program known as the Mocha STEM Project. I am using this to reinforce the current relationship I have built with the Gubbi Gubbi people of Stanley River to further progress the Indigenous Perspectives camp our students participate in. Aside from the highlight projects, I am someone that does the work on the ground, with and for all students, despite their ability. I'd like to finish by adding that I go above and beyond because I have an unwavering belief that students are the key to our future. If I was to win this award, I would use the platform to help lead this change to ensure that Queensland students are absolutely above and beyond